Welcome back to the Nerdery. I'm JD.
And I'm Jimmy, and this is Review Tuesday.
That it is. Alright, so I got my stack of 4.
I've got mine. I saw yours, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 4. He's doing 4, I'm doing 4. That's a safe number.
I have Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, number 27. Green Lantern's 29. Superman, 29. And Scarlet Spider, number 6.
Those look very interesting, sir. I've got Generation Gone, number 2. Betty Page, number 2. Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe Again, number 4. And Edge of Venomverse, number 5.
All right.
This is some pretty interesting reads for me. I gotta hear about you, man. You got a lot of DC there, and you slipped a Marvel in there too.
Yes, I did. You notice for my 3 DC, there's a whole lot of Lantern stuff going on.
Yeah, the scariest one is the Superman.
Yeah.
That's pretty creepy.
All right, and you know what? I'm actually going to start with that one, and I'm not going to tell you much, except for number 1. Crank this bad boy to 11 and break off the knob.
The cover says a lot.
And it's a little bit more than what you see on the cover. Let's just say Superman is walking where Hal Jordan has been.
Cool.
So we're going to leave it at that.
Interesting.
Yes. Absolutely incredible. You have to go get it. You have to read it. It's
he broke the
awesome.
knob off. You gotta.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, number 27. This is almost. Actually, it isn't almost. It is a tie-in into Metal, even though it doesn't say so. Basically, one of the golems from pretty much Darkseid's father.
Yeah.
That was Darkseid's father and, the High Father. Because they're brothers.
Yeah.
Their father found out that, his offspring would try to usurp his throne, so he created all these golems made out of nth metal, and their only job was to exterminate any of his offspring. Well, one of them was actually programmed specifically for Orion.
Ooh.
And, so it's chasing down Orion, and pretty much as long as Orion's heart beats, the golem will be after him. It's in sync with his heartbeat. So at some point, he has to die. But he's still alive.
But, okay, so Orion is the adopted son of Darkseid, correct?
Orion is...
Or no, he is
He's Darkseid's son.
He's Darkseid's son, and the High Father is his adopted father.
Correct. And Kalibak is High Father's son, adopted by Darkseid.
Right, okay.
They traded sons.
It was in order to keep the peace between their planets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it is a very interesting issue. You get to see the golems that are going to be pretty much a very high feature, from what I understand, in the whole Metal
story
arc.
there.
So, yeah. And you get to see what they are, what they're made of, and exactly how powerful they are.
Well, I know that nth metal is going to be a big thing in this. Just in reading Metal and Forge and all that, and what Batman had discovered, and this is going to be pretty interesting. DC has been doing really good with their story arcs. I haven't got into them too much, but the way JD describes them, they're amazing. They're full of substance, and what I have read in very recent months has just blown me away. So DC's doing an awesome thing, and we're consistently.
And I think we're seeing a new artist with Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps.
That is amazing artwork.
It is
very detailed,
very full. Mm-hmm. Like, there's nothing left to the imagination. It's all put out there, which is
awesome.
It is absolutely incredible. The textures put into the art it's amazing. So yeah, crank this dude up to 5. 5 capes for that guy.
5 capes, crank it up to 11. No, crank that one up to 11.
This
That's
one's
5 capes.
Yeah. Green Lanterns 29. We still have Jessica Cruz and Simon Boz, pretty much way back in ancient history, protecting Earth from Volthoom with the original Lanterns.
Okay.
They're trying to train the Lanterns, and they don't give a crap. They just got new power, and they want to use it however they want to use it.
Yeah.
But through it, we find out that the shards of Simon's ring that had exploded, well, some of them went into his arm, and he can still use it somewhat.
Huh.
He actually fully activates Emerald Sight, which is pretty much a rare power some Green Lanterns have that allows them to see into the future. But his tattoo on his forearm lights up green when he activates it.
Interesting.
So we might be seeing another lantern that doesn't necessarily require a ring. Maybe. We'll see. But it's a very interesting story. 4 capes on this one.
4 capes?
4 capes.
Okay.
I dig it.
So Simon Boz has gotten away from using guns?
Yes, and at the exact wrong moment.
Damn.
Because he is, for the moment, completely and totally unarmed.
Well, unarmed. Aha. Not really.
Yeah, he's still got it in. It's in there.
It's in there somewhere.
Moving on to Ben Reilly, The Scarlet Spider number 6. I'm not going to spoil. This is another book that I'm not going to spoil anything in the story for.
Well, mainly because our producer's in the room.
Yes, and he hasn't read it yet.
He's waiting to get all of it before he reads it.
This is absolutely amazing. This is a key issue. Some of the things that happen in this, I don't know if they're permanent or not. But if they are, which I have a feeling they very well might be.
You got the
this
two clones squaring off.
Yeah. This is going to appreciate and value a lot. So, and definitely crank this one up to 11 and break off the knob. Amazing. So these are 2 titles that have come out recently that you do not want to miss out on. That's Superman 29 and Ben Reilly, The Scarlet Spider number 6.
Nice. Very nice.
Amazing.
And I actually picked this one up today. Stopped by the... Well, no. Hold on. No. I picked this up sometime in the past. Not today. Oh, God. That's scary. Don't show me that. That's scary. Nobody needs
OP.
to see that. That is way OP. But anyway, I picked this one up. It's from Image, and they're still celebrating their 25 years. This is Generation Gone, issue 2. It's a great book. There's a lot of substance to this one. You've got 3 fairly young, I would say they're probably in their early 20s. These 3 young characters, female, 2 males, and they were trying to hack some government servers. Came across a code that was kind of put in their lap, and it caused them to develop superpowers. As you can see on the cover here, you have a girl that is flying. And what I love about this book, and this is the 2nd issue, it's like the cover, the artist and the writer had made the cover the first panel for the story. So this tells you what's already going to happen, and then you open the book and that continues on.
That's pretty
It's
cool.
really neat. You don't just have like a splash page of some action scene that's not in the book. No, this is the first panel. It's great. But they developed superpowers due to the fact that they've been given this DARPA project just kind of handed to him because the scientist was getting shut down on it. And he was like, no, I'm going to do this, and kind of finds out these kids are hacking his servers. And he's like, all right, here's my test subjects. And she develops the power of flight. Her boyfriend develops the power of invulnerability. And the other character still hasn't figured out what his powers are yet. But this is really cool. It's not too weighty. It's just dealing with their situation and also dealing with the scientist who developed this code that when combined, it's like 3 different lines of code when combined creates this situation in human beings that gives them augmented abilities. Really cool story. I love the artwork. It's very easy to keep up with, and it reads pretty quick. So definitely something to check out. I am curious to see where this is going and how these kids deal with the situation they're in. But I am giving this 4.5 chimichangas. Really good book. I'm going to go pick up the next issue, probably the issue after that. Next, I got Betty Page, and this is from Dynamite Press. And it's not a very over-sexualized book, despite the cover. It actually follows her misadventures, in being in Hollywood. And there's not a lot of history about Betty Page being in Hollywood. There's not a lot of recorded history. All they have is pictures of her doing, risque photo shoots and whatnot. But this follows her misadventures with one of her employers, because she has a legitimate job while she's doing her Hollywood, photo shoots and whatnot. She has this legitimate job with a scientist, and she's kind of his secretary, and they're trying to deal with these evildoers who are stealing technology and using it to their own means. But it follows, and I've described this in the first issue. This is really great because I love it. It follows her perspective on the whole thing. It's her telling the story as it unfolds and how she feels about the situation and what she's doing, and what her concerns about everything are. And this is a really good book, and I love that they've actually used Betty Page in a comic book like this, as opposed to just being a centerfold model. She's more than that, and I like that they've done that. And I think this is something that the female community can get behind if they actually pick it up and read it. This is a story that I think women and young girls can actually understand.
That's cool.
From the perspective, and it's a very adventurous book. It's kind of a Nancy Drew type story. It's really cool. You just got to look beyond the cover.
So, don't judge a comic book by its cover.
Right. I mean, I love pinup art. I think it's great. I think it is an art form in itself. There's nothing to be ashamed of as far as a woman's figure. I think there's a lot to be said about how beautiful a woman is, and the only thing that really stands out as far as the sexuality of it is the cover in this. Everything else is really good story. You need to check it out. I'm giving this 5 chimichangas. I'm loving it. I'm going to pick up more.
Nice.
Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again, number 4. This has been a magnificent book. I'm going to start off by saying this is not the end of it. It will be continued. I don't know in what, because it doesn't tell me, but it does say it will be continued. It does end with Deadpool killing off everyone.
Wow.
Everyone. And I'm not going to give you how that all happens, because that in itself is the fun part of this story. One thing I didn't tell you, as the viewers and also you, JD, every time Deadpool killed somebody in this series, or was killing somebody, it wasn't just a situation where he thought he was having an adventure with his friends, or in a pie eating contest with Spider-Man. It was, every time they depicted a scene like that, it was a different artist that came in and did it.
That's cool.
So you had about, I'd say in this series, in this 4-issue arc, you had at least somewhere between 10 to 15 artists working on the book itself. Really good book. I'm going to give it 5 chimichangas all the way, and I'm going to keep. I'm looking forward to the continuation of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, last book. What you got?
Final book, man. I wasn't picking anything up from this series until I saw this cover, and we got another variation on a Deadpool Venom. This is Edge of Venomverse number 5. And this deals with Deadpool being possessed by the Venom symbiote yet again.
Wow.
This is cool. The Edge of Venomverse series is basically following a bunch of Marvel superheroes that are being possessed by Venom symbiotes throughout various universes. And this one in particular was really, that is awesome. But yeah, this one in particular is really awesome because you had Stoko doing the artwork, and his artwork is like high detail. If you're one of those like, you know, Gorephobia fans, this is probably one of the coolest. Yeah. It's really cool. Like, I mean, look at that. That's a worm coming out of an apple. This is the artwork I'm looking at here, and that is amazing. Stokoe does some really awesome artwork, and I had to get it not just because it was Deadpool, but because he did the art. And this is a really cool story. But he's having to deal with this viral infection. Well, not really a viral, I guess a parasitic infection that the scientist has let loose. I guess he had found a tapeworm from, you know, some dinosaur poop and decided to clone the tapeworm, and he sneaks into this lab to try and kill these scientists who've been taken over by these nasty, horrible tapeworms, and runs into the Venom symbiote, which was being held in the same laboratory, and yet again they have become one. So this follows the misadventures of Venompool yet again, and it's an amazing romp stomp through this hospital, and he's trying to stop these doctors from transplanting these infected organs into people when they're coming in for, like, you know, heart, liver, and kidney transplants and stuff like that, and come to find out that that's been going on for a while. And now that I've gotten to this page, and it's kind of sad that it's right next to it, but Marvel has been honoring Stan Lee's wife, Joan Lee, and this is this is their memoriam to her.
Yes, it was in Scarlet Spider as well.
Yeah, wonderful woman, and some would say that she was the inspiration for Stan to.
Well, she was the reason that he kept with comic books. Because he originally wanted to write the Great American Novel.
Yeah.
And he wound up writing comic books. And at one point, before any of the main Marvel heroes that he created caught on, he was about to quit. He was about to leave altogether, and she's the one to convince him to stay.
Well, you know, you're doing some good stuff here.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Write the one comic that you want to do it your way.
That's right.
Yeah. And, you know, that's one thing I think it was great about, you know, Marvel giving her an honor like that.
Yeah.
She definitely deserves it. Stan deserves to have his wife remembered that way.
Yes.
But yeah, this book, amazing. I thought it was hilarious. It's got some great it's got a great musical number he keeps playing along with in the book, as Deadpool will do from time to time. But this is a good book. I don't know if it's going to entice me to go out and pick up some more of the back issues or even continue any further. But I will say these Edge of Venomverse books are really cool standalones. They do have continuations, but it's kind of like you can jump in and jump out of it if you want. And this is one that you should probably go out and pick up and read, because it just had me laughing all the way. This is a great book. I'm giving it 5 chimichangas. I'm cranking it up to 11, breaking it off the knob, and that's going to wrap it up for me.
Of course, a huge shout out to our sponsors, Captain Jack's Elixirs, www.captainjackselixirs.com, and All Star Comics and Games in Baytown in the Bay Plaza Shopping Center on Alexander. And I believe the phone number is 281-839-7127. I believe. Don't quote me on that. You can Google it. Also, bear in mind, we do have a charity auction coming up. All proceeds will be going to the Hurricane Harvey relief funds for charities, in particular the Texas Diaper Bank, the J.J. Watt Foundation, and quite a few, and at least 2 others. All proceeds are going to them. So stay tuned to that.
That is the Heroes Without Capes.
Yes, that is Heroes Without Capes 1, because I do plan on keep doing this for other events, raising money for all sorts of different charities out there. So stay tuned. As soon as I get the first 20 items cataloged, the auction will start. So, and a huge thank you to Isaac Goodhart, Chris Foreman, and Kendall Thompson for helping us drum up a lot of donations. Yeah, stick around. That's going to be, it's for a good cause, and there's going to be some pretty good products on there.
There you go.